Hello, my name is Lauren Pan. I'm a graduate student for the online Master of Computer Science in Georgia Tech. Today I'm going to introduce my final paper. So I'm on the research track that I'm going to present my design and findings for the system that I was study. So the title of my paper is Design and Feasibility Study of Internet-Based Knowledge Tracking and Mapping System for Lifelong Education. So in this paper, basically I designed a complicated knowledge tracking and mapping system, and then I'm going to evaluate and discuss individual modules for this design and to assess the feasibility of this system in general. So the idea is that with in today's internet that professional knowledge is present and accessible in two major forms in the spread, such as website news articles, and in an organized form, such as sources like Wikipedia, Kindle store books. Therefore, basically, internet carries on the most up-to-date and most comprehensive knowledge that the human race civilization has ever achieved. And knowledge is continuously evolving, both in terms of the size and content because of internet. And this evolution is accelerated dramatically during the past 2 decades, so that people come to realize that the conventional education has been less efficient and the lack of synchronicity compared to the knowledge base that the internet is been carrying to evolve. Therefore, our learning environment has to be changed accordingly in order for our future generation and ourselves to catch up speed with the growing knowledge in general. Therefore, this research is proposed a design and investigation of the knowledge tracking and mapping system to facilitate a guided and integrated learning experience for all age group. In other words, this system will benefit all age group, no matter you are a kindergarten or K-12 student or college student or professionals already work for years, or and any type of people that is accessible to internet. And this technique is a new knowledge acquisition, integration, and recommendation system. So basically, there's three major components: knowledge acquisition, integration, and recommendation. And I will be discussing each individual concept in great detail in terms of my design. And this study will be using Wikipedia as a case to explore the feasibility of this design and related analysis and see how feasible this overall design can be actually implemented. So let me give you some the overall of the design. So start from the beginning, where the knowledge is stored, which is the internet knowledge content, including Wikipedia and other internet articles or ebooks, news that carries on all the knowledge that we have. And then this is in the internet domain. And as a user, we have all the browsing history that how we was actually searching or reading from internet that has a records of knowledge that's stored in our browser or any other applications. So start from there. The first step we are going we will integrate all this knowledge using a mapping engine to generate a comprehensive knowledge map. So basically, it's a knowledge framework with concepts that map to each other. I will elaborate further that what exactly that knowledge map would look like. And then the next step is we use a tracking engine that to track users' browsing history, and then we compare with the the comprehensive knowledge app that summarize all the knowledge there in the internet, and we map the user input to that knowledge base, and then we will generate a personal knowledge map. So, and through an analysis engine, we can summarize the professional knowledge base report that a user has, and then we connect the current knowledge based to other knowledge, so that we will know exactly where our knowledge, where the person's knowledge is located in this knowledge map, and then we can ranking the user's knowledge level in professional field, like if the collective knowledge map reflect a certain degree of profession that the user is in, and give recommendation for future study material that in the internet, and then this will and we also will include including modules that facilitate the talent acquisition function, so that people would, if you choose to share your knowledge map with other internet users, people would be able to locate you as the talent searching pool. So that's kind of a idea. So this is the general design of this system, and explicitly there are 4 modules. The first module is a knowledge map of the internet, and this module including a evolving and maybe on a daily basis to constantly regenerate this comprehensive knowledge map. And then module 2 is knowledge tracking, which is how to record what we have been browsing in the internet. And then module 3 is to generate a knowledge mapping for the particular user through the comparison of the browsing history and the core knowledge map. And then the last module is knowledge mapping analysis and recommendation system. Based on the result, then we will then we compare the comprehensive knowledge map, and then we generate all kind of guided learning or evaluation function for anybody for the user's knowledge level. So specifically, I will explain more on each individual module and the findings and discussions for those modules. So module 1, knowledge map of the internet. So this system is to acquire a comprehensive knowledge map of the internet through knowledge retrieving and integration system. The comprehensive knowledge map of the internet is constantly evolving and expanding. Therefore, the knowledge map are to be growing on a daily basis. In this module, the mapping engine is the major component. Its function is to catalog. It's basically a categorization system that to summarize areas for all human knowledge. If we study the Wikipedia, currently they have over 5 million English articles, which the total knowledge is about 12 gigabyte, and then it's being categorized in 12 different major fields. So that's an example. And then we design 3 major different mapping systems. So the first one is based on like conventional knowledge characterization based on study subjects. For like biology, chemistry, mathematics, and then how they are connected. So the pros of this system is comprehensiveness and explicitness. So it basically covers all area that in the traditional sense that the library used to categorize knowledge. So which basically it's very completed. The service require a large amount of computation in clustering and searching because it's too explicit. It could be millions of knowledge branches, and then they're connected in each other in different ways. So that's one way to categorize it. And the second way is we can use brain function, left brain and right brain, since they have different preference for learning subjects. For example, if you have more logical brain on the left brain, that most of things you learn can be categorized as a left brain function as opposed to the right brain function. For example, science or engineering brain will be a left brain, and if you are being an artist, a creative writers, then maybe the right brain will be dominant. So your professional knowledge can also be mapped as your brain function, and then this will help people to understand their brain capability a little better based on their knowledge. And then, but the com is it's kind of implicit and ambiguous. It can't really they're basically only clustering in two types. A third way is more practical, that is based on career like sectors, like if you're office staff or engineer or education, technology, science, all those are directly linked to career path. So if we classify those knowledge in terms of career path, it would be very useful for us to link this map to a real-world career development. So the pro is it can be mapped to talent pool that extend the function of the technique that released, and also the cons is incompleteness. Some knowledge areas are not covered yet, because we can't, since a lot of knowledge that may not be directly linked to any type of career path. So that may be some cons of this type of mapping system. And in terms of algorithm to map all the input knowledge, that I find that the hierarchy agglomerative algorithm and the interference detection algorithm are suitable for this type of construction. So, for example, the hierarchical clustering method explicitly the agglomerative method is a bottom to top clustering algorithm. So since the individual articles or pieces of concepts that we acquire in knowledge is sporadic, and then we need to make connections that to categorize them from a spreaded form to a more unified clustered form, so from the bottom to the top. And then the inference detection algorithm is to help mapping the not just the hierarchy relationship between different knowledge concepts, but they on the same level certain concepts are connected in each individual hierarchy level, so that both algorithms are to be used in this construction of this knowledge map. So the module 2 is knowledge tracking. So this is more a conventional browser history-based tracking methods. So a user web browsing history will be monitored through a tracking engine as the input source of the system. Of course, the user can choose the security measures of which website you want to track, and or any sensitive information need to be filtered or guarded in. It's all user defined. And then the design of the tracking engine, including a user interface, either mobile or standalone on the inside the web browser, or a content monitor tool, and a server-side database. So basically, the user will, through the interface, and after the system monitor the content, they will write into a database to generate that person's knowledge, a personal knowledge map. So the algorithm used in this step will consider the combination of the following three: the typical search engine algorithm, so which is after we track after we track the browsing history, the track keywords in the browsing history, and we will map it to the full knowledge map through a search of those keywords against the comprehensive knowledge map that generates in Module 1. And a typical recommendation engine that gives recommended content back to the user, that after we search the keywords, it will come out all the related concepts that in that comprehensive a knowledge map that recommended to give the user. And then more importantly, it's an inference engine to locate a relationship between particular concept and other related concept in the knowledge map. So basically, the tracking engine will generate a personal knowledge tree, and this tree will be mapped to the comprehensive knowledge base, which is a much bigger tree, and then to make all the connects of each individual branch knowledge to that each individual branch of knowledge in the comprehensive tree. So you will know exactly what your knowledge is mapped in that comprehensive tree and give you a feedback for all the other dots that connects to your knowledge of dots. And then Module 3 is a user knowledge mapping module, so that it's following the tracking that the data can be analyzed and the key knowledge content will be summarized and added to the current map through a mapping engine and generate a current personal knowledge map. So this mapping is also bidirectional, that the user can scan the concept in the knowledge map and access the knowledge source system, and the other way around. So this system also obtains the relationship between each of the knowledge concepts so that the user has a systematic understanding of his or her current knowledge, as I explained it above. So in this mapping, so that I discovered that a similarity flooding algorithm that was found is suitable for this type of mapping. So the similarity flooding algorithm matches two directed graphs, such as here the model A and B, that in this sense will be A will be your personal knowledge, and then B will be the comprehensive knowledge map as a total, and then to produce a multi-mapping of corresponding nodes, so that after it's mapped, and you will know exactly your location of your knowledge in the knowledge map. So that's the concept. And in the end, it will be a knowledge mapping map analysis and a recommendation system. So in this module, including an analysis engine that enable the current map be further analyzed and give two major outputs. One is the summarization of your professional level in each professional field, and second one is the recommendation for further internet content. So in order to get those, first I will implement a scoring and ranking algorithm that is to design analyze all the ranks of all total concepts in terms of knowledge domains, or the rank of different level of those concepts. So for example, what is that exactly does? For example, if say if we study mathematics, that from kindergarten all the way to graduate school, and of course all these concepts in the math will be different that in terms of kindergarten level to a college level or graduate school level. So in that case, this algorithm will basically ranking all the knowledge that you have in math and give you output and give for the level of proficient in this field. For example, if it's a kindergarten level, I give you score 1, and if it's a highest like a PhD level, I give you a score 10, and all the other rank in between. And then the recommendation algorithm will be knowledge-based system that direct usage of and usage the evolving knowledge map generated in module 1. So this one, so basically after you get your rank, and then it will locate the corresponding level of knowledge in in the knowledge-based system that generate in Module 1 and give you the recommendation properly. So you don't want to recommend things to rate for a kindergarten level to a PhD level student. So that's the general idea. So this is the whole explanation of this design, and then in terms of the feasibility, we basically based on the size and growing speed, and take Wikipedia as example and discuss a little bit about the feasibility. So we use Wikipedia as example, and it seems like it's at a feasible scale of this application. For example, if you only take English articles and that like over 5 million English articles, analyze them. So we basically need to analyze like about 12 gigabyte of information, and all the article titles, which means individual concepts, not including the actual explanation of those concepts or the so basically those, if we only including the title, there will be around 776 megabyte of data. That is basically the overall size of the knowledge map, and basically those individual concepts will be connected like a graph in in presenting the knowledge map. So that's kind of the maximum size of the current knowledge map. And then we also started the speed of the knowledge map, so which means how fast this knowledge map will grow. And based on the growth of the Wikipedia article, it seems to grow as a logistically function over the years, so which is not too fast for the evolving speed for the knowledge generating map, so which this system can perform in a relatively scalable speed. Thank you. So that's my research paper. For any detail, please read the paper for the discussion of each individual modules and engines and algorithms that's suitable for those engines. And thank you for your time.